recovery, of course, is a matter of not necessarily having all the symptoms that you're experiencing go away, but being able to manage those so that you can lead a life that is independent, which may be through work or volunteer work, or even through improving your housing and improving relationships. And as far as destiny goes, I think that as a counselor, as a therapist, what we are working with the client for is for the client to have those goals that are long-term, which could be reframed as destiny.
Yeah, the lowest point in my life, I was living in a shed behind my parents' house with no heat, no insulation, and no electricity. I was very ill. I was cutting myself. I was suicidal.
Well, he got really depressed and stuff, and he tried to hang himself from his bunk bed.
There was a few times when I did try to kill myself.
My mother-in-law attended Coleman daycare for about 2.5 years. She has dementia, and prior to coming to Coleman, it was a daily battle to get her to get up, to put clothes on, to do anything. We couldn't get her to go outside. We couldn't get her to do a whole lot of anything. She just wanted to sit in the house.
My mom had cancer, and she had like 90 days to live. She told me about it, and I ended up kind of like dropping out a BVR. And in the process of doing that, I went back to my old neighborhood, old ways. Ended up getting in trouble again and being incarcerated for another 5 years.
Things were bad, and I remember I was walking up the steps to the second floor of an apartment I lived in with my 2 sons. And I was walking up there to get into the medicine cabinet to see what I could do about it. See if I could just get enough to change things.
I was right around 16, right before my sister died. I was in a really depressed state. I was always angry, skipping school, always suspended for fighting. I actually failed 2 grades because of the fighting and all of that. And had a situation in my life at that point where I had to go to spend a little bit of time in juvenile hall because I could not control myself. I would have to say that would be the worst point.
Recovery really depends on the patient. We have some patients that I would say our goal is they should go on to higher education, support them in attaining those career goals, marriage, family, whatever it is they choose.
If I hadn't have come to Coleman, I probably would either be dead or near to it, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Because of my cutting and because of my destructive attitude toward myself, I probably would be in serious critical condition of some sort.
I think he would have been either dead or in jail. Honestly. He wouldn't have been able to control his emotions. He felt bad about himself, which made the anger worse. And he would have been dead or in jail.
You know, if I had to be at her house taking care of her all day while she was here, then my business, our business, would have suffered greatly. My children would have suffered greatly. I wouldn't have been able to be there for them when they got out home from school.
Coleman really, actually, it helped me because it first dealt with my addiction, which was marijuana and other miscellaneous drugs that I tried before, but really marijuana was my main drug of choice. And it helped me in my recovery to get over that. Yeah, and my depression as well, because I was really down on myself and I felt like, you know, I was useless almost because I never really had a job or anything like that or did anything that I really liked to do. And by going through Coleman and the services that they offered and stuff like that, they helped me do something that I really wanted to do with my life.
I feel new. I feel brand new and able to deal with things. Not everything. I need help with some things, but I feel able to deal with things and not be defeated by them.
If I hadn't come to Coleman, I'd probably be sitting in a state prison somewhere right now. And wouldn't be the happiest person. I'd have a real depressed life. I would be fighting and getting in trouble.
Changing destinies is done by teaching, promoting recovery, and supporting a person.
Much more independent. I own my own home. I work, and I take care of myself and my home.
Having something that you're good at doing and that you enjoy doing definitely does go a long way to making you happier as a person. I mean, you're not always going to be happy with your job, but at least most of the time you like it, which feels good to actually be able to pay bills and, you know, do stuff without mooching money off your mom all the time.
Coleman is absolutely essential for the older population, for the older generation, because I know how much my mother, how independent she was, and I know that there are more people than you can imagine that just think they need to be independent, they need to take care of themselves. Coleman gives them the opportunity to come, and gives the families the opportunity to come and have a very socialized setting, a very caring setting where people are watching out.
The best way I would put it is if you're struggling with depression or anything, just Coleman is a place that you can come to and talk to people that listen, and listen well. And then from there they can help you with your problems.
Coleman services changed my destiny because I had no direction in life. I didn't know what was going to happen day to day. I was happy to be released from prison, but I knew I needed to do more to support my children and my family and myself as well. And changed destiny. They changed my whole life.